You've probably figured out by now that I'm an atheist, meaning that I don't believe that any cosmic superpowered being created the universe for his own personal playground. I also don't believe that any religious figures actually existed in history, at least not the way that they're portrayed in various scriptures. But that doesn't mean those religious figures have nothing to offer us. There's a world of wisdom to be gained from the teachings of Buddha, Christ, Krishna, etc. And many religious stories impart very powerful lessons. Take the story of Lilith, for example. Lilith was the first wife of Adam, forced to live subservient to him in the Garden of Eden. Yeah, the Adam that's in the Bible. Now, your Bible might not say anything about Lilith, but that's okay. There's a lot of things that your Bible probably doesn't mention either. Let's move on. Lilith hated both God and Adam because they forced her to be subservient, and she thought that she should be an equal after all. They were created on the same day, in the same way, and even at the same time. So one day, when God was feeling particularly horny, Lilith seduced him. And in the process of their coupling, she learned his true name, so that the next time Adam ordered her to lay down and spread her legs, she simply uttered the name of God, giving her the power to escape the prison that was the Garden of Eden. Adam, being the whiny little bitch that he was, went to God and said, "The woman that thou hast made for me to be my helper has left me, and now I have no one to cook for me, clean for me, or give me blowjobs." God, being male, completely understood this problem. I mean, after all, a serious case of the blue balls can be extremely detrimental. So God said, "Leave it to me, I'll take care of it." He sent a couple of angels to find Lilith and to bring her back. They found her living in a cave, all by herself, and doing quite well for herself, thank you. They ordered her to go back and be the good little housewife that God had meant for her to be, and she told them to get bent. So then they started begging her. Now, the first mistake that God made was telling a woman that she had to be beneath a man in the first place. The second mistake was sending two angels to the house of a woman who was so alluring that she had already seduced the most powerful being in the universe. So, after she became pregnant with their children, she sent them back to God with their tails wagging between their legs. God goes to Adam. "Look, man," he says, "she kind of funny." Adam said, "I know. Everybody funny. But don't worry about it," said God. "I'm going to fix this. I'm going to make another woman for you, and this one will have to be subservient because I'm going to take a rib from your body and I'm going to form her around it so that she will actually be made from you." Adam says, "You're going to what? I don't think so. I like my ribs right where they are, thank you very much. I've grown quite attached to them." And God said, "Look, man, do you want the pussy or what?" And lo and behold, the next morning, Adam awoke to a 1953 cover of an issue of Good Housekeeping magazine and lived happily ever after until the incident with the talking snake. Lilith, on the other hand, was having some problems of her own. She was living by herself, having to raise children, and not just any children. These were the kids of celestial beings. And to make matters worse, she was vilified by the religious patriarchal order that followed. They determined that since she disobeyed God, she was just as evil as Lucifer himself, and her children were classified as demons. She became known as the mother of demons that came into an infant's bedchamber and suffocated them while they slept. Of course, she didn't do any of these things, but who was going to listen to her over the high priest of the church? After all, they had good little Eve to now promote as their ultimate woman. I don't see Lilith as a mother of demons. I see her the embodiment of that which is woman. She is strength and power. She knows how to survive and struggle on her own and raise her children in a world that demonizes her. To me, she is someone to look up to and admire. To me, she is the first and ultimate feminist. That's the way I see it, but don't take my word for it. I'm just some dude on the internet. Look it up. Research it. You might be surprised at what you'll learn.